All right, let's get started. Thanks everyone for being here. Kind of the way I like to roll these things is see up front if there's any questions, anything specific. Obviously, Mastermind is designed to kind of be just like, hey, what are you working on? What are you trying to work on? What are you dealing with? And, bounce ideas off of each other, see if we can fix some stuff and kind of go from there. So, did anybody have anything specific they wanted me to go over, a specific issue you're having that you wanted to kind of talk about?
Hello.
Yes, how you doing?
I could I ask your name again, please?
Len.
Thank you, Len. This is
Yep,
Max, and I'm calling. I'm looking at my. I've just a couple of questions about this website,
for sure.
Lofty website.
Okay, so on the website piece, got it.
In my website, uh, the middle part of is not there. Where the communities section, that part I couldn't put it back on in the homepage. In the homepage.
Okay, what's your website name?
Uh, Central Toronto Real Estate.ca. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn.
Yep. All right, so you're looking for like the community section.
Yeah, somehow I didn't understand how it is coming in. I thought
Okay.
I need to put some HTML code, but that's not the case.
No, not necessarily HTML code. So basically what we're going to do is we go into when you're in the website piece, sorry.
Okay.
You've got this spot right here. So you saw how I got here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got this spot called areas. And inside your areas, you can choose to put some spots in here, right? So these are the kind of the different areas that I've selected that we work. And I've played around with it. Honestly, I
Okay,
don't.
I did that.
Okay, so you've
At the
got these in
city and a
here.
whole bunch of
Okay, cool.
communities or districts, but somehow I'm unable to reflect that on the homepage. So because I looked at it in the back, so I should have been able to put 2 or 3 communities,
Okay.
and I couldn't do that on the homepage. So that part I really didn't understand lofty direction how to do it,
Okay.
or maybe
So
I'm doing some
yeah, so you've got
mistakes.
your featured areas here, so which is good.
Yes,
That's a good start. So if you go back into your editor, and I'm gonna play around with this for a second first to make sure I'm not talking out my you know what.
sure.
Um, so if I go to here, right? So I've got this section called Explore Our Featured Areas, and I believe this is a default in most of the templates.
That
And
part is not there in my
okay, so let's see if there's a block for it. So
it
when
is
you're on
there
your
that. Yeah,
when
go
you're on
ahead,
your main
please.
page,
Yes.
you've got your, because obviously I've got mine set up. It's been so long since I did it that I got to remember what they named it. I'm trying to look through all this banner, blog, content, featured area, right? So you got
Okay.
this featured area block, and you can
Okay.
showcase it in multiple. It's got different styles, basically, the way you can run it. And then I'll just do a brand new one just for the sake of this conversation. Close that
Oh, I
off.
have to take that in. Okay,
Yep.
that part I didn't know. I
Yep. Yeah.
click
So you
that,
just exactly. Yes. You just drag it.
so I have to drag it and put in the middle.
Yep.
Now, how did you make that space?
It just created its own space. So this is all drag and drop type stuff. So you can see, like,
Okay.
for instance, these are my reviews and this is
Okay.
my featured areas. There's not a spot where I have to hit, add block or anything like that. I just
Okay.
go here to the left where it says block and, whatever I want to do, I just drag it in and it kind of says, do you want it here? If I don't want it here, maybe I want to scroll it down. I'm just
Oh, okay.
dragging it down until I hit the spot that I want. And then I can go, okay, that's the spot I want. And then I just drop it in there.
So once I put that in, then put that, and then how do I connect those communities?
So by default, what you can see is it automatically added everything. So now I just go to this little pencil and paper piece here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to go here, and this is where I can now edit it. Now I can change my verbiage here. Instead of saying explore featured areas, I can say, whatever I want, basically. And then here's my featured areas. So if I don't want certain ones, I can delete it. If I want to add an area, I can see it didn't put all of them. It just gave me the first, 6, it looks like. And then I can add more areas if I want. And then save, and then you can see it just adds them to it. Now, you'll notice that by default,
Mm-hmm.
it's got kind of like these fuzzy
Yeah.
photos.
Mm-hmm.
In order to change that, so here's the first one, fuzzy photo. So that's Algonquin, that's in Illinois. I just click on the edit thing right here,
Yeah.
and this is where I could upload a photo.
Oh, okay. I need
And
to upload a photo for everyone.
or you could just leave it. I mean, you could by default you could leave it just this fuzziness. But if you want to be, if you're really trying to showcase the community, it's probably a good idea to, take a specific community photo, and drop it in there.
Would
And
they
then that way it's visually more appealing.
Now what it is showing, is it that those section is going to show the listings in that particular district or just a picture?
No, that's a great question. So pretty much in order to figure out what's going to be, so what happens when I click on this, right? So if I
Yeah.
go to my site, I didn't save that one, but I had these ones here. So like you can see, I still need to go through and add my backdrop picture because that's not anything what Sedona looks like. But if I click on Sedona, for instance, it goes to this page. And so it shows a map of the area, gives me some quick statistics. Obviously, you can see this little pop-up on the bottoms asking me if I want to put some information, and it's going to show me some active listings. So it just gives me 3, some recently sold. So I can see these as well. It's got an option for market trends. So this is another lead capture piece,
Yeah.
unlock local market trends. So I click on that, it's going to obviously pop up a pop-up thingy.
So you have to register.
And it's
Whoever
basically,
is
so it's
seeing
good.
it.
Yeah, so it's good stats. Um, here's nearby locations. So I can click schools, businesses, and I can see as I click through, it changes those. Not a lot of schools in the area, but here's some properties that are available. It's just,
So
plethora of
some of
little
the
bit of
statistics
information.
you get in these states, we don't get that. I think we are more limited about this
Okay.
information you were showing, but that it shows a few other things, the statistics. Now all these things you're showing, these are the communities I already added up, or they just picking up from the MLS?
So it's pulling this. I don't know where they get this data, to be honest with you. And if Canada doesn't pull, like for instance, these
No, it does.
demographics. Oh,
It
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 does.
it
Uh,
does pick up all this thing about MLS. It shows up. Only
okay.
something about the Google thing. Uh, they don't show up that well, or statistics
Okay.
from Google. Besides that, from whatever MLS you're showing, they show up.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah,
Okay,
so yeah,
so
it's
when
pulling this.
someone clicks
This
that,
is all MLS stuff though. Like up here,
right?
this is all MLS data. And then here it's, based off of, can it pull the information, like you said, from Google or wherever it pulls it from? And then that's the
Their
page.
school information, other thing I think they pull up from Google,
Right.
or it could be from your MLS. I don't know if it shows
Yeah, I'm
there.
not yeah, it's a good question. What does this say here? So like this says school data provided by great schools.
Okay,
Um,
so it's there.
but that's just the school data. I don't know if, that's once again, that's a great schools is a big resource here in the States. I don't know if that's as much as a resource up by you guys. But yeah, that's where they're pulling that data from.
So this is the link. The link is they're pulling those links, your page links, Did you already create those links already there?
This is all automated.
I know,
So
but say Sedona. Do you already have a link for our community set up for Sedona?
I did, yeah. So when
Okay.
I went into my areas here,
So the pay is pulling up from the communities or city I already created. So pulling up from there.
right. So when I go into my areas, the one thing you can check too, so if like, we'll use Sedona as an example. You can see it says right here, 3 linked pages.
Right.
And the
Okay. So
big,
that's where I'm adding them up.
right. So, but it's just pulling this top one. You can promote these other ones separately if you wanted to. But it's basically when you click on that link on the main side of your site, you can see up on the URL that it's just pulling that first one
Okay. So this
slash
is the one I
Sedona
already put
Daisy.
it there and from there
Yeah.
picking up. Okay. Uh,
And
Couple
you
of
can see
more
there's not
questions.
much editing you can do either. So like in here, if I hit edit, I don't, the only option I really have is to
Is it automatic
change
or
the
it
town.
selected the area?
Yeah,
Or
I mean, you can see I've already selected this. I can't
okay,
change this. I mean, I can change maybe the town or maybe the way it's listed, but I haven't really played around with messing around with
okay.
that. I can maybe change the zoom level so that instead of showing out like that, I can show it, like that. And then I can change, the agent that it goes to. So like maybe if I have an agent who specifically works, a different, like, so for me, and for instance, I've got, I'm in Illinois and in Arizona.
Mhm.
So I can build out and say, okay, these are all, so we got Jeff on our teams with Illinois. All of my stuff in Illinois, I can say, well, just put that on his page. Or all the Arizona stuff, just put on my Arizona agents' pages.
These are
That
the
type of
agents
stuff.
from where? Real?
Correct. Yeah, these are all real agents
Okay,
on my
okay.
team. Yeah.
On your team, you have a big
Correct.
team.
Yep. Yeah. Got a few.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Does this help?
It does. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
I have a couple of more questions.
Go for it.
If
Yeah.
other people ask
Captive
questions,
audience.
definitely you can ask me to shut up. Uh,
Nope, you're good.
how this how this SEO things coming? Like for example, in my website, I'm trying to figure out how Google searches the links in the sense that I like, for example, if you suppose I put a link there, it is there, Toronto homes for sale. Now, I have another site, another website from another broker companies. Now, that site I get pretty good reading on Google, but
Okay.
I'm still not sure how Google reads those links because in this site it's not showing up.
Gotcha. So one of the things I recommend for people to do is if you go back into your website editor here, if you look at this where it says SEO, I'd recommend going through the steps that are in here and adding keywords. And one of the things that this does is it has a thing where it has you actually index it to Google. So right
Mhm.
here, like I did this step right here, connect to Google Search Console. And so this allows you to index your site. And that starts, because what happens is most people don't realize this. When you launch a website, you kind of got to index it. You got to put it in the Google machine, if you want to call it that. And you got to let them know, hey, there's a new website to look at. And so this is,
Where do you put that Google code?
it takes you through step by step. So you go to this Google Search Console,
Oh, from there.
and yeah, you just follow the prompts, and it has you put, like you can see it said upload HTML to your website. It had me add the Google Analytics code, domain name provider. So I had to go through all these different things, and so these were the ways that I could do it. I chose HTML tag, so I use the HTML file thing, tag, where I just put in some certain information on my website that showed Google, okay, this is a verified website. And so if you go to the SEO tab, and follow the steps. The only thing I didn't do, you can see I have this little exclamation point. The only thing I didn't do is I
So
don't have
as
a Yelp page. I don't do Yelp. I don't want to be on Yelp. So that's my only negative score that I have on my SEO page, is that I didn't add to there.
so I was looking for that word that Google search, Google that code I need to put in looks like from SEO I have to put in. See, every website is different. Before I had a KV core, it is
Okay, yep.
different.
Yeah.
And so here, one thing I find about this our loft is that the the uh, the direction's not very good. Sometimes they're very detailed. I'm able to find it out. So it's sort of a, you need to, at least to my experience, you need to learn quite a lot. By the way, on this subject, how do I add some page uh, on the home page?
Okay.
Like how do I, for example, I looked at another website. I assume this Lofty. They added a couple of sections at the bottom, not at the footer and top of footer, where they added our real few two sections for joining real, inviting other agents to join real, like something about real and that link and other things. So what kind of opportunity we are doing real?
Oh, like a careers page type thing?
It's more like for, for the other agents.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to
Oh,
show
like,
them
yeah,
why
agent
real is
attraction.
better and all this thing.
Yeah,
People
so
have
you
very
would,
little idea.
yeah, so if you go into the editor once again,
Okay.
it's always going to default you to the main page
Okay.
first. If you click on these things here, so this is, if I hit block, this is me building out my home page. But if I want to do a different page, then I go to this next tab underneath where it says page. And now I can start adding, like, you can see I've got under Market Watch, for instance, I've got all these other things that I've put in here. Under About, I created these custom pages to go in here. I've got a careers page that
Okay. That
doesn't
page,
necessarily, oh, I got to change that. I don't work in EXP anymore.
is that page on your home page, or you have a link from the button to get to that page from the on the top, all these things, sub page, or
So on the main page, so this is the main
okay.
website. If I go
Yes.
here, it shows up here on my main. I've got it as an
Okay.
active link, right? So this is where, if you look at how this reads, so right here, displayed navigation. So any page that I put here will show here on my displayed navigation. Now I've also got a bunch of pages that are not linked off of the navigation because they're tied to maybe campaigns or, other things that I've got going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want it to showcase as on the, up here on the navigation menu or in a drop down, then you'd want it to go and show under displayed navigation. If you want it to be hidden from the navigation, you just build it under the hidden navigation. And so, like here, I would add, if I'm trying to build out a careers page, for instance, I would just hit, or, all about real or whatever I want to do, I would hit add page, and then I would just start building it out. And so it gives you, here's some templates, and this just kind of gives you some idea, this is to build a homepage. Well, I'm not trying to build another homepage. So this is where I can go through and look at what type of page I'm trying to build. And I've got all my samples, and it shows me kind of a quick little feature of what the template's going to start with. Or I just can go blank and say, I'm going to build this thing from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
And if I build it from scratch, then all I'm doing is just adding the blocks that I want based off of the information I want to put together. So if I'm trying to do a thing that says, all about real, well, maybe I want to do a banner that has something here. You know, this is the hero, right? So these are the hero images. All of
Mhm.
these typical hero images, you can see they all have a search, a search, a search, but this top one does not.
Right.
So I can use that top one to build something that is just informational inside of here. And so the idea is you kind of want to play with this type of stuff and see, you know, do I have some pictures that I want to post in here that they can click through, you know, as far as success stories? Maybe that's what I do. Do I want to have something that they can download? That's what the guide is. Obviously, I'm not going to use a home evaluation or any of these active listings. So you can showcase maybe some partners that you're working with. Maybe separate reviews, you know, look at the reviews I've gotten since I've got moved over to Reel. I mean, you kind of got to play with it a little bit. Maybe like on this social feed, this could be a good spot. So maybe you use a separate social feed specifically to your agent attraction. And so you could put that in here. So that way that social feed is just pulling from your agent attraction posts. You know, maybe you've got a video that you want to do
Well, I
that
just want to add some
intro.
basic info and then
Yep.
add a link to Calendly. So if someone
Okay.
want to talk more, so so that means I can take what I'm thinking and just basic page
Yeah. So I
format
would
and add them up.
go, yeah, go blank and then go to this content because you can see from the content you've got like I can add this block and it can have some information here with a picture, more information here and a picture. If I don't like that one, I can drag this one in here. Hang on. This one will cycle through, and so you can add where it just has these pictures as thumbnails, so it just sits here inside the box, and you can put in like this could be a good one where you can put in
This one looks good.
like 5 topics related to Reel, right? So splits, you know, a rev share, um, stock purchase, you know, whatever it is, you can put different titles and then you can put text and then a picture related to it. And then to kind of put a button on it, you want to do a contact form. Sorry. And so here's your that's not the one you want. You want the calendar. So there's your calendar. So then you can just drop that right underneath it. That's tied to your Calendly link. They can schedule right there. So there could be your information. There could be the Calendly thing, and then done.
Does calendar already have calendar on it?
So you have to connect it. Let me just delete these out here. I don't want to accidentally.
I sort of
Whoops.
thinking get the calendar link on it.
Yeah. So all you have to do is to set this up.
Okay.
I need to publish that one because I did change that. So I'm going to publish that. But to do your Calendly link, you go back into your main settings under calendar right here.
Hmm.
So this is not the website portion. This is the main part of the CRM. Go there. And then I've got mine listed with tasks. So go to your calendar tab. And so that's right here. This is your meeting link, right? And so if you go to your settings right here,
Okay.
I believe, hang on, here you go. If you scroll down, you can connect. So I've just got mine connected with my Google Calendar, but I
Okay,
believe,
I
hang
have
on.
Google Calendar, but I'm still not sure just what kind of link I'm getting. Is it for Google or it is for Calendly? I'm
Let me
confused on that.
let me check something real quick. Hang on. Let me go
Like,
to the
Google also has a similar thing, Google page or something, and I see some agents are using that.
Okay. So what you would need to do first, sorry, is under integrations, so
Okay,
settings, integrations,
okay,
just scroll down a touch and you can see you've got your Calendly option right here.
Okay.
So synchronize events with Calendly to Lofty's calendar, and then you would connect. So by connecting that, then you can go into the calendar. And when I went into the same exact settings spot here, I would have a checkbox or a little, spot. It would say Calendly. And so that would be me syncing with my Calendly calendar.
Okay. So I didn't have to put link, it will automatically show up calendar page.
Right.
Okay. So thank you very much, Len. I
Yeah.
really
Any other
appreciate
ones?
it.
Any other questions on it? It's just
I have another crazy question actually.
sure.
Uh, it took me a long time to figure out. I mean, I did not know what is showed on the top right side corner to edit. That thing I did not know for a long time, several months. So when
Okay.
I was checking my website, and I'm getting like real, real, real broker. It's for the whole province, in your case, state.
Right.
I was not aware of that, but I'm trying to look for a city, in particular Toronto. Or so I was getting a lot of. I mean, when I was checking my website, on Google, and I'm finding a bunch of links, horrible to me, horrible links. I had no idea where those towns are, because what it is that Lofty has the downloaded all the MLS information from Toronto MLS,
Okay.
and that Toronto MLS basically, though it is Toronto or around Toronto, but it has also some listings all over Ontario. Ontario is a large state like Texas. So all this little area, I have no idea where they are. But what I was finding is that a bunch of links there, it's showing some property somewhere. So I'm still wondering how to get rid of them, because I'm saying that Central Toronto real estate, I'm getting links and people looking at by Google searching, say Central Toronto real estate, 4 words, and they still don't find my site, but I'm finding other links and I have no idea how to stop them.
So when they go on your website, it's showcasing Central Toronto real estate and you don't want it to? Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying, suppose you just search, you put on the browser the URL, and it shows a bunch of links. Okay, so before I used to see a whole bunch of links and something related to some, I see less and less. Now it
So
shows
you
up.
used to see your links up here is what you're saying.
Yeah, I used to see a whole bunch of links and it is showing properties, because what it is that they're picking up the links from MLS.
Right.
My other website does that too. And that the more properties they show, more Google shows the website. So sometimes I find the links and it shows some property. So I was able to change. So what I did, I changed the all listings, what exactly they are showing. I changed that.
Okay.
And after that, I was hoping that eventually and Google will go through it. They will not find any other properties besides what I'm saying, showing them. And that will prevent all those links. I mean, they could be, I don't know, 500 miles from Toronto, nowhere near. But because Toronto real estate has showing some properties up there, Google getting links from my website. So I had a terrible time how to get rid of them.
Mm,
I find is less when you're searching them. I find different things. Google shows different things to different people.
yeah.
I'm not finding too many within your search, but I find a lot more when I search. And because this is my own site, Google knows that. So it gives me more detail. So you're not seeing them.
Right. Yeah. So it's showing because and you're there. Yeah, I mean the whole thing with Google, I mean it's a daily battle with that ranking and all the other stuff. Um, you know, to to stay on top of it is it's a full-time job for sure. But I would say step one to try to, keep it going a little bit better would be this SEO piece to showcase more of the stuff that you wanted to show.
I want to ask one more question. Can
For
you go
sure.
back to my website, please?
Yep, here you go.
Okay, please go down a little bit. Okay, the listings they are showing here, where did they get it? What
These
exactly
ones
they are
here.
showing?
So where'd this list come from?
I know it is coming from one of the pages, one of the links. It could be city, it could be a
Right.
community. I'm assuming it is city, but I'm still not sure from where they're getting it. I was trying to showing some properties.
So like on my website, I've got featured
Okay.
listings first. So I have it set up to show featured listings. Um, and so how you change that. So what your block is showing, let me go back to the home. It's just depending on the block you have.
Your returned featured listings, where are they getting from?
So when I click on the block,
Okay.
once again, I hit that little pencil mark here, and I have it saying listing source, showing all listings.
How many listings do you show on the first page, home page?
I'm only showing 5, but we have way more than that.
There is a way to change them to how many listings you can show on the edit page somewhere.
I'm trying to remember how I set this up. Hang on.
I could tell
Oh,
you
right here,
one.
minimum maximum quantity. I have 5. So that's one thing. I've got it set to 5, so I can change it to 10 if I want.
Uh,
And
I
now,
suggest you, okay,
yeah,
change to 20.
so I can change that here. So there's my 20, right? So now I have 20 listings, and maybe I don't want 20 because it's showing a block here. So maybe I go 21 because it's showing 3 across. Now yours is showing 4 across, so 20 would work for you.
Mine probably more than 20. I have to go back and where do I have to put it in place, that quantity?
So you would just, when you hit the pencil on the side, when
Okay.
you go down here, so here's your layout. And as you scroll down, you have this spot where it says
Oh,
default. No, not default. Sorry, I passed right past it. Hang on. There we go. Maximum quantity will
is there a
show.
limit how many I could show?
I could put 100 if I want. No, 50. So apparently 50 is the number.
50
There we
is
go.
good enough.
Yeah, 50 is the number. Um, and then if you wanted to filter it, how you would do that is right here where it says preset filter. So inside this preset filter, I can now filter out what I want to show.
What
So like if
section you're going to show? Okay.
so I could go like for instance, we do a little, I'm trying to see if I can scroll and see any, but you know, we deal a lot with there's a lot of 55 plus communities here in Arizona, and a
Mm-hmm.
lot of them have manufactured homes.
Right,
So if
right,
I'm like, look, I don't want to advertise those because they're priced so low,
right.
I can just say, just show me these, but don't show those. I don't want to show mobiles or manufactureds. I don't
Take them
mind
out.
showing vacant land. I don't mind showing, I don't want to show rentals, apartments. I just want to show stuff that's for sale. Boom. Now I've cleared out. There we go. Now I've cleared out, so I'm only showing what I want to show. No more manufactured homes.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that allows me to
that
do
thing can
that.
be done.
Yep. All inside these filters right here. You can show price points. you could show locations, so you could add locations. So if you really wanted to just show central Toronto properties, you could type in maybe the zip codes or, postal codes that are specific to, like in downtown Chicago, for instance. I mean, there's probably 20 zip codes that are just jammed right on top of each other, right? And so I can just put those 20 in there, and then I can be very specific about what I'm showcasing on my homepage that way.
Okay, I just left it with this city. Toronto city is quite large. I just want to show a bunch of listings, and people want to see more. They can go to the domain showing list, but it will show
Exactly.
the map, and they can go through the map and find out. But the reason for all this is Google. What
Yeah.
I find is that in my other website and all the competitors of that website, they're all showing bunch of listings on first page. Bunch of listings. The more listings, it's so better for the Google. That's what I learned. And that's why I was trying to show more properties. And as long as it's related to my domain, it would be much better than that way. Or my SEO tags, it is better. For Google,
Yeah.
by the way, is it, I know that people keep saying that, or I hear more blog posts you put in, it is better for Google. I mean, you'll have better rankings.
Yeah. That's kind of been the thought process for years. I haven't heard anything alternate to that. Um, you know, it keeps the content changing. It allows you to use specific keywords based off of, what you're trying to do. And you could, blogging about Central Toronto, having those conversations on there. That's always definitely going to help from an SEO perspective and help, when so they go and somebody clicks on this, they can look at it and go, all right, well, how am I showing up? Because Sam Kuda here, his website is showing up.
Please go up at the top. I think you might find my other website. Not that one, but if you go.
Yeah. This one here, Central Toronto Real Estate.
Yeah, that is my other website.
Okay.
Then take a look, but even that one does not have blog. When you're showing the properties, what I learned is that when Google have access to MLS properties,
Yeah.
that is good enough. I mean, Google can find all sorts of properties, get the MLS. So it is not really necessary to add more blogs and all these things.
Well, and what you could do is, so what I've done on my blog recently, and we do get a lot of decent organic traffic on our website. So, when I search for stuff, I don't necessarily always see it, but I see leads coming in daily from organic traffic. And all I did was I took a local source. So inside the blog piece, let's just leave. You can add an RSS aggregator, right? So found this real estate news thing. So if there's a local real estate publication, you can basically have it RSS feed, and it'll, give it a name, whatever you want to do, and it'll feed posts in for you. And it'll still give credit.
Have you tried that?
Yeah, I've got this feed open right here, this real estate news. So it's pushing stuff out. I mean, I may read. Yeah. So these are different things that are being posted to the blog now automatically. And I don't have to, it's kind of hands-free, and it's all real estate related news. And it gives credit where credit's due. So when you go to this, when you click on the blog and you see it, it'll give credit. So it's not plagiarism by any means.
Well, it is basically links, genuine links. But for Google, if some stuff is widely available, that they don't give very much importance, they give no importance at all. So that is one of the reasons why, I mean, a lot of websites showing a lot of articles, Google don't care about them.
Yeah.
And you don't get very much credit for it because it is widely available. They assume it is copied.
Right. And that's
It,
true.
it
Yeah.
has to be unique, and that's where the problem. The
Right.
blog, it has to be, right now we have AI, you can keep changing all things, but we have to put in one by one.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. And I've heard both ways. I mean, obviously, I mean, you've done a good job ranking this page.
I still don't know how it came out in first page. I know
how
my
long have you had it?
pardon?
How long have you had the site for?
The domain has few years, but the site is, I think, couple of 3 years
Okay.
originally. But it took me a long time to get here. I know my website provider, they tried to copy my page and put in other places, but they're not showing up. Mine's showing up. So it could be related to my domain.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and that's possible.
Google gives more important, more weight to domain and the content on that basis. But I find that uh, the other ones, Google's competitors, Microsoft, they don't give much importance on domain. I still don't know how they search it. They shows some other way. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yes, it does show up, and I know that I know that my website provider might use my own site, showing that we are in top of SEO.
Yeah, I mean it's a constant, like you said, it's a constant battle to get on the first page, and it looks like you've got one. I would
So,
I would say that hopefully indexing it will help get your second one going, because I mean that's what's the other page name? I mean it's a similar
.ca.
name.
See, I have
Yeah.
problem with this Lofty site now. Now this one on already there. I'm trying to change the uh, title and all this thing because I suppose that Google is somehow thinking the second site is copy of this one, so it is not showing up.
Oh, okay.
So I'm
Yeah,
trying
and
to.
I don't know if it gives preference to .coms versus these,
No, it is the first
.cas,
one they found.
right?
This is there for a while, so they know this site is there, and most of the stuff is very similar.
Okay.
And so the next one coming in the very similar domain and I think very similar domain, very similar title and all this thing. And Google bot is assuming the second one is copy of the first one. So
Right.
is
Okay.
so the my Lofty site is not still not showing up. What I found is that previously I had the same domain, Central Toronto Real Estate.ca. I had a KV Core site. Now that is gone, the Lofty site is there. I found that KV Core site 6 months later, suddenly it showed up.
Okay.
It showed up in Microsoft. And
Oh,
then
so it
it was
showed up on Bing, but it didn't show up on Google.
it didn't show up on Google.
Huh.
This is the funny thing. It was showing up on the first page on Bing and Yahoo, but not showing up on Google.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think so I realized that they do differently. And I don't know how the KV Core South is KV Core site was set up, but somehow it was showing up ahead of this
Hmm.
site. Anyway, I'm not a SEO guy, but just one more question, please. The
Yep.
links I put in, uh, do I need to add up all this SEO thing at the bottom of it so the Google can find it?
Well, and that's where I'll go back to the SEO thing where it just, you'll notice. So I'll go to mine where I showed, I don't know if you noticed it and all, under the, hang on, where was it? Connect to Google Search Console. You'll notice that it shows right here. It just pulled my main site, and then it basically it built everything. It pulled everything from there. So that's the sitemap.xml that it looks at. So your sitemap is what it cares about, because your sitemap, let's see if I click on that. I mean, that's what it's reading, is every single sublink and link. And so this is where you're correct on like reading the MLS. It's literally showing new listings, right? So Arlington Heights listings, Armington Heights. So even though Armington is not a town, maybe it is, I don't know. But it's literally it's indexed the entire MLS. So
Exactly.
it's got a page. And so this is what Google's reading and saying this is what I want you to rank off of. So technically speaking, if I put more into it, I could have this Chino Valley, Arizona. I could push this because this Chino Valley listings is indexed. And so it's like yesterday, I got some random lead in the west side like of town, that an area I don't even work or
That is where
promote.
the
And
see
that's where it came from.
Google
Yeah.
is getting from your MLS, or
Yeah.
in your case, they are MLS,
Yep.
and as you showed, they're indexing every property, and from there they are getting it.
Yeah. So if you go to your site and I do the same thing, and I go to your sitemap.xml, this has not been yet submitted
Not yet, yes.
to Google. So all these data feeds are not being seen.
How do I submit to Google? Go back to SEO from there.
Yep, just follow the steps in here. Take it step by it's not a quick 5-minute thing, but you just go through and it starts with a bottom. So your Google business profile, and you just work your way up, and it'll just take you step by step to do it and get that
I
going.
don't have a business profile.
I would definitely do that. Get a Google business profile. That'll help.
I have a profile, is not that, but where I have problem is that getting it getting is approved. They want to send a letter to my some kind of letter to my broker's address. That's why I have problem.
They've changed that recently.
Okay.
Now, so I actually had to and I don't know if they do it differently in the States versus how they'll do it in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
But what I had to do is what they wanted to do is they wanted me to take pictures of an office, and I'm like, well, I work from, we're cloud-based, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
have an office address that we can use for the sake of our license and all that stuff. But what I ended up doing was I just called, and there was a phone number I could call, and I was calling to get my Google profile approved. And I explained it to him. I said, we're home-based businesses. This is where our main office is at, but it's not, we don't meet clients there. We don't work there. There's no desks. There's no computers, no printers. And so I was able to showcase my home office and get approved for my Google profile. And then what they did was they didn't base it off of an address. They based it off of a territory. And so I was able to say, yeah, this is the territory that I work. And that's how they approved it. So I had to make a phone call though to make that happen.
So first we need the Google page, business page.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. So you just go to Google, set up, Google how to set up Google My Business Profile. Don't follow any of the sponsored links. You want the first one from Google right here. Sign up for Google Business Profile. That's the steps this is what you want to follow here.
See, if you go back to the just search again Central Toronto Real Estate.ca up the browser.
To here?
At the top, no, at the top and the browser. Go back
Oh
and
yeah.
search it again on the browser.
To
Close it
Central.
and yeah.
Oops, wrong.
Central Toronto
There we go.
Real
I hit the wrong key.
Estate.ca. Okay, see on the
So
right
you're here.
side.
You have a Google profile. That's it right
That
here.
is the profile, and I'm unable to take it. I
really?
had a business profile and I changed the real, when I joined real, changed the address. Google picked up that and is showing where the actual address is. But this is my site. That is the
But
business profile.
yeah, I would definitely call Google's support on this. And I don't know if they have a phone number here. There you go. Need more help? Contact us. No, I can choose mine here, but I'm verified, so that's maybe why it let me in here.
Where do I find that telephone number? So that
it shows a headset, but when you click it, contact options. And let me just see if I can. Just see what happens. Call. Get a call. Yeah, I would try. I mean, I put that link in here for the help on that.
okay.
See if that helps.
It is in that profile.
I put it in there's a chat box here. So I just put that in here. So try that.
Okay.
I don't know if this phone number is real or not, but maybe write that down. This 866-246. But that's a US number, but I don't know if how that works for you guys.
What is that? 866-246.
Yeah, according to it's called
Oh, it's
pissedcustomer.com. So that may be it could be a real number. I don't know. Worth a shot, right?
866-246-6453. All right, I'll try that. I know that it's very hard to get hold of Google.
Yeah, they are.
Well, Len, I really appreciate the time we are talking. I think over 50 minutes.
Oh yeah, no worries. My pleasure. Yeah, I'm glad to help.
I'll go through them and I'm pretty sure I'll come up with more problems.
Hey,
And I
I'll be
really
here next
appreciate,
week. Yeah,
pardon,
I'll
I
be here
really
again next week.
appreciate
So
Len because I was looking for someone to talk to. And it is not easy to talk with Lofty. It is better than KV Core. KV Core is horrendous thing.
oh yeah. So one thing I would recommend,
Yeah.
and I'm just gonna post this over here. So have you reached out to this guy, Jeff Wyland?
Who is Jay Wyland?
So he's our real rep he's a Lofty employee. He works for Lofty, but he's our internal rep. So if you
Mm-hmm.
go into, the messenger, which is obviously how you found out about this, or through workplace, just in the chat, search for him. He's a wealth of resources as well. And so if there's like a technical issue happening behind the scenes, he's a good resource and he'll
I find
respond.
his name in the Real Academy sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
He's there.
Yep. Yeah,
Or
he
at
works
least,
for Lofty.
yeah, he gives the half an hour
Yep,
webinar every week, I think.
exactly. Yeah, he's a good guy.
So before I got to there, I got hold of you.
Yeah, either way. No, I mean,
So I put your name.
I'm happy
I
to
said,
help.
well, you are Lofty, sorry, you are real, you are one of us. Probably it would be easier to talk to you.
Well, and
Well, it did, and
nothing
I,
against him, but I also have a different perspective
mhm,
on how I approach things.
right,
It's one thing when I mean, he does have a real estate background, so I'll give him credit where some of the other, you talked to, like you said, KV Core, because I was with EXP, KV Core, and you were talking to programmers they don't have a clue how we actually need to use it. They're just like, well, yeah, this is how it's designed. And it's like, yeah, but it's designed for financial industry, but we're not in the financial industry. We're, the real estate industry. We're in customer
right.
service, not, It's different. So he understands that. But he's obviously not as heavy of a user as, an agent's going to be, and the intricacies and all the behind the scenes type stuff.
By the way, could I ask you a crazy question?
Sure.
Okay. In my previous, I kept talking about KV Core, but that was the website given by my previous broker. It has two sites, so we got it free. But as you know, when you trust too much the broker, what happens? That will happen to me.
Yeah.
When we got it, I didn't realize that the subdomain, the original domain is held by in the name of the broker.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like it says broker name,
Unless you paid for it. Yeah.
the broker name is iprorealty.com. So they put a subdomain maxseal.iprorealty.com. I missed that. So I spent all sorts of time and make it, and suddenly I switched to real without any plan, anything. And suddenly I switched because I thought that they are not giving enough training, all this thing, right?
Right.
The day I deposited the resignation letter to the broker, the same day my website disappeared.
Oh, so they shut you down like instantly.
Instantly, the KV code is gone.
Thanks for
Just
letting me
like
back it
that.
up. Yeah. Thanks for all disappearing or deleting all my hard work.
And I was thinking, and there's no way I could get it from KV. Well, first of all, I don't want it, but even I want to get it from KV code, I never could get it because the domain is with them. KV
Right.
code cannot connect me because the URL with them. So that was it, my KV core. And actually my other website, it is from Agent Locator. It was telling so many times, don't do this. If you change it and you'll be gone, you leave. And I didn't realize it will go out so fast. And it's gone. Everything
Man.
gone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I just took out the domain and put on Lofty.
Okay. Yeah, I think with if I understood correctly, that with Lofty, if you were to leave Real, they give you an individual team site. You could keep it and move it. You would just have to now pay the team site price.
In Lofty, the website we have, the website you have, it is coming directly from Lofty.
Right.
It
It's
has
not a
no relation.
subdomain.
It has no direct relation with Real.
Right.
Real got a special price from Lofty. So that means our website is with Lofty.
It's
Then it
ours.
is only
Yeah.
how we are paying. If you
Right.
are not with Real, then go somewhere else, EXP, then you pay $500 per month. I understand a lot of thousands of EXP agents has Lofty, but they pay $500 per month.
I had Lofty when I was at EXP, and that's what we were doing. Because I
Right.
looked at the one that that EXP and Lofty had negotiated, and it was
Mhm.
exactly the same setup as KV Core, where it was you were basically getting a seat on EXP's Lofty site.
Mhm.
So they could just like you said, I mean, I could go in, I'm not going to do it, but I could go into here and I could just, click on my settings. And if I go into here and say, okay, settings, agent, and I just decided to just, delete somebody, not that I'm going to, their site would be gone just like that because they're
Yeah,
a
those are
subdomain
under
of
you.
mine. Right, exactly. So that's how we were with EXP is we were underneath the EXP Lofty site. Yeah, I appreciate that they give you like, no, this is your site, man. Like you do with it what you want. You could take it with you. I mean, the freedom of that is huge.
Okay, on that subject, as you're talking with Lofty and EXP, uh, in my site, mine is a team site. So there is a particular number, VoIP number I have taken for the team number. In KV Core, sorry, in EXP case, EXP has your team number,
Right.
not you. But here under real, I have taken a team website, just saying team website. So that number belongs to me.
Right. Well, I mean, so here's the only thing I would say about that. It does belong to you, but if you were to ever, for say, like you were saying, you know what, I'm done with Lofty, I'm just going to shut it down, you'd want to port the number out first
Mm-hmm.
before you. So, like, these are numbers I've had for years,
How
years. I
do I
mean,
change the number?
if you wanted to change the number, you would just click
Yeah.
on it, I believe, or maybe it's my call licenses, sorry, and you would just do it inside of here, or you know, maybe it's here. Yeah, so it's here, I think. I don't know. I don't want to accidentally break it, but maybe that's a good Jeff question. I don't, because
The thing is that
when I
I
hover over
had
here, I
two
don't have a
numbers.
change option. Here I do. That's interesting. Huh.
Please better make sure to from Lofty, because this number you have, we don't pay for it. But if you
Right,
want to add up another name or anything, they charge $25 per month.
right. I don't pay for this number here, but I do pay for this number here. And the only
What
reason
is
why
the
I pay for
second number?
this is my personal virtual number. This is the team number. So as a individual on a team account, this number is free. If you would decide to add a second one, the only reason why I added a second one is because I have a team and we didn't want to all share the same phone number. We wanted to have our own individual phone numbers. And so that's why we have all of the agents on my team have their own individual virtual, personal virtual number.
The team website is under you.
Correct. Yeah. It's my seat.
So is it better, let's say for example, Len, I have 10 agents. What I find is that if I take 10 websites instead of one, the price comes down to, I think, $20 per one.
10 per person. 20,
10.
sorry, you're right. 10 people, then it becomes 20 per person. So yeah, when I go into here, it's basically 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, all the way down.
Now in your group, how the team helps in the sense that what sort of help, what sort of benefits they get from you, why they would be working under you.
Well, one, they don't have to pay. Granted, it's only $40 a month or whatever it is for the Lofty thing. So that's a savings piece for them. I build everything. So they don't have to build campaigns. They don't have to build pages. They don't have to worry about any of that stuff. We've got leads that come in. So, there's a paid lead source that we use. And then obviously, we use the lead routing tools to have those go to the different people based off of, which program they're in. We've got a lead pond that's got thousands of leads in there that they can dial through and try to snag some stuff. We provide marketing, we provide listing support, and we provide the transaction coordination, so the admin side of things. So that's kind of what we provide as a team and why people, join our team. And for coaching, training, mentoring, direction, all that stuff.
So how do they share with you?
So they're on a split basically. So, when there's for our team, we're on a 70-30 split for our team. So if you're brand new, never sold real estate, you start off on a 50-50 for your first three, just because there's so much additional work, as you're a brand new agent. But after
So,
that, you go to a 70-30. And so 30% comes to us, and that's how we pay for all that stuff.
these are the buyer's agent or listing agent or everything.
They do everything. Yeah, we don't function under the traditional, listing agent, and then you guys are all the buyer's agents model. Everybody on our team has the opportunity to work with either buyers or sellers.
In the listings they take, the for sale sign they put on, they have your name too there.
So that's one of the reasons why my team is named Loyalty Home Group versus the Len Nevin team. So that goes on their sign, and then they have a sign writer that has their phone number. So for instance, like Cedric's got a listing right now, that's the phone number that's on the sign. So the only person who's going to get a call is him.
Who pays for it? You pay or they pay?
I do.
Those numbers are additional $21.
Right. Yeah. So basically all those expenses, I mean, the idea with the team is, look, you've got no expenses up front. They just pay through the transaction.
Is it 70/30 is good enough for you?
Um, yeah, I mean, when I ran the numbers, it worked out. I mean, I mean, who wouldn't want more? But I mean, you also have to look at the competition and what else is out there. I mean, that's why for new agents that haven't sold, sold a lot of real estate,
So when you
that's why the
provide
50-50.
leads, are these PPC leads or leads from some other sources?
It combination of PPC and organic, yeah.
Okay. Now, how many, like you are providing leads? I mean, I'm just asking you, it's not that
Yeah.
I want to really get inside, just to get an idea, because I'm sort of thinking similar thing, but was just for the buyer's agent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I was looking, say, for example, I'm looking for a model or some whatever writing I get from other brokers, and some of them are saying that we provide leads, as you said, depending on organic leads and other things. Somebody fills up some form, they get it, and they want. So, what sort of standard we need to have? Like, suppose I provide them 10 leads. 10 is too little. 30 leads. How
Yeah.
many leads I need to give them per month, and what is the minimum number of deals they need to do to set the yardstick?
Yeah, so I mean, obviously that's a good question that becomes more team by team based. For us, it's more about, you know, to get access to the leads, you have to be doing a certain amount of certain things. You have to be doing certain marketing. You have to be, creating certain content. So there's some actions attached to the leads that are given in the team.
Mm-hmm.
And then their closing ability will dictate if they get higher amount of leads versus somebody else. Right. So like if I got somebody who's a good closer, well, they're going to get more leads than somebody who's not a good closer. And somebody
But
who's not a good closer, then we're going to take those opportunities and give them more one-on-one training to help bring them up. Um, you know, to to get more closings. Because obviously we don't want to just hand off leads if you're not working a system. I mean, you got to hold your leads accountable. We don't just hand out, we pay for leads, we don't just hand them out and say, okay, well, good luck. We if they're not responded to within a certain amount of time, they get rerouted. If they go silent for a while, and I'll reroute leads without even
what is
thinking
the
about it.
minimum standard you have, or we should have?
As far as like communication
Bias
with a
leads.
lead,
Yeah.
within 5 minutes. I mean, when the
No, I
lead
mean,
comes in,
not giving out the leads. A number of leads we gave to people working for us, and what is the minimum we should expect? Do I need to give them 30 leads and I expect one transaction, or is it too little or too much?
I think that's for a lot of people, that 30 leads a month is a lot.
It is.
It doesn't seem like a lot like your first month, but then you realize by month 3 you now have 90 leads and you have to stay on top of them, because the
Right.
biggest failure for real estate agents, doesn't matter if you're a team, solo, whatever, is follow up.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, on average, we're probably handing out maybe 5 to 10 leads a month per agent that's inside of our leads program. So
Right.
it's not a ton of leads
Okay.
at the beginning. It may feel like, okay, I need more, but it's like, no, like, we had a call this morning, and one of our agents, we done some coaching as a team inside of
Mm-hmm.
one of our team meetings, and I was going over our follow-up process. And sure enough, he was talking this morning going, yeah, I followed what Len was talking about, and I found a lead that I had been communicating and I kind of let fall through the cracks. And I went and showed her homes last night. I'm like, there you go. Like, told you. I'm like, and it was a celebration. I wasn't, I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. This is, kind of, how it is. You're not just talking out the side of your mouth. You're like, there's a reason why we're telling you this is how to do things,
Right.
because this is how you get results. And so they're ecstatic because, the 2 days ago, they're like, I've only got one client, and now they have two. And it's like, yeah. And the second one you had just forgotten about them. So by following this system, this follow-up system that we've developed, you're now closing deals. Now you're showing homes. They're talking to our lender. You know, they're getting all their ducks in a row. It's like, this is a person who will, now close a home that probably would have found somebody else
Right.
had you not, they would have just disappeared into the database, because that's what happens when you have thousands of leads. I mean, they just disappear. So yeah, 5 to 10 months is, to me, is a good number. And then making sure there's a good follow-up system. And it's just a lot of coaching and training that becomes the job at that point.
So you have a group. Do you yourself do selling or listing or this sort of thing, or
Yeah, I'm still in production. My number one goal right now is to get out of production and just really just support and build the team. That's my biggest goal for 2025. Not
give
the
me a second, please. A
Yeah.
second, please. Thank you.
Oh wow, we've got them. Looked at the time.
Sorry to hold you up, Len.
Oh, no worries.
Uh, now, if my problem is the reverse, in the sense that I know that I'm going to run PPC ads, and I'm going to get a bunch of leads. I don't know how many, but so I just sort of trying to figure out how to find people in Lofty who will, help me to get these buyer deals done.
Right. And that's the biggest challenge, is finding people who are relentless as you are with follow-ups. And so that's why for our team, not everybody on our team is getting leads.
So how do you
And
find them? I mean, do you give out ads in the online? The
um
agents call you?
well, we brought a lot of them over from EXP. We teach courses locally.
Hmm.
So I teach Lofty classes locally.
Okay, okay.
That it's hosted by our local, by our lender and our title company that we work with.
Hmm.
So I do a lot of, try to get up my face out there in the public as much as possible to communicate with people. And, there's a need, there's people who are looking for teams. So, we're not pushing it on anyone. Everybody who's on our team has approached us, as they talk about agent attraction, not versus, the other thing. So they
Right,
come
right.
to us and they say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about what you guys are doing. And so that's basically how we've grown the team, is through those classes and those conversations. But I
Do
do got to
you,
run. Yeah, I do got to run. Sorry, we went a little bit over. I've got an appointment I got to run to, but yeah, feel free to reach out to me in workplace messenger. I'd love to keep chatting with you and help you out with any questions. Um, or catch us next week and we can
yeah,
definitely
actually, I
tackle
should
some more.
thank you. You have taken more than so much time, and we are still on the phone. I really appreciate your time, Len.
Oh,
I
my
have,
pleasure.
so I really appreciate again. And next time we'll chat some other time. And
Definitely.
have a good day. Have
Yeah,
a
you
good
as
day.
well. Thanks again. Appreciate
Thank you.
it. You
Take
bet.
care. Bye now.
Bye.